Morning, Trish.
I would like now to start the meeting, if you don't mind. You could all mute yourselves. Please. Thank you. And we don't hear any background chat. Thank you. That's great. And good morning, girls, and welcome.
From where am I going to get it now?
Please don't speak at the moment. Could you mute yourselves? Because we're going to start.
I cannot put it. Mute.
Thank you.
It was here. Where is gone?
May I just, on behalf of our International Inner World President,
how can I find it now?
Give her apologies. She is not well at the moment.
No.
So
how can I put this?
I am actually taking this particular meeting. This morning, you will be hearing from
it was here,
our past
everything
international president,
everything. Now it's gone.
I can hear people chatting. Please don't chat. Could you put yourselves on mute, as I asked previously? Thank you. Please don't speak at the moment, because it's going to be very, very difficult. We've got over 100 people sitting in this session. I would like to apologise that Mamta can't make it today, our International Inner World President. She's not well.
Wow.
If you see me bouncing up and down, worry not. I had a knee replacement 16 days ago, so I'm kind of struggling with sitting, but that's fine. Now, I would like to introduce the team for this morning. We are going to be having our training session, and I would like to say that our membership growth, new generation clubs, e-clubs and extension will be given by our past International Inner Wheel President, Zenaida Farcon. And welcome this morning to you, Zeni. Association Inner Wheel Vice President, Kay Morland. She will be talking about the Association of International Inner Wheel with the UN and the updates and implications that brings. Sustainable development goals. Now we've got Martine Gayon doing that session, and she's our UN representative in New York. Proposals passed at the Inner Wheel Convention 2024 in Manchester, and formation of national governing bodies and districts. That will be given by Patricia Hilton, our International Inner Wheel Constitution Chairman. The roles and responsibilities of club treasurers and district treasurers will be given by Rashmi, our International Inner Wheel Treasurer. So, if everyone is now quiet and you're all on mute, thank you very much. I will ask Alan to show our first video. Thank you, girls. I hope.
Sama dengan kisah polet lah bukan? Lagi awal email. Secretnya apa kan ikan jasa no? Non, il était plus remplace président. Oui, ça Mamta.
girls. I'm hoping that Alan will be able to show the video that Mamta sent. Is there a problem, Alan?
Patricia Douglas. Oh, basta che non quella. Uole.
Apologies, girls. I don't know what's happening. Alan was going to show a couple of videos. Yesterday he seemed to be all right on his computer, but appears that we seem to have a little bit of a problem at the moment. Shall I move on and ask Zeni? Zeni, are you ready? Could you do membership growth, new generation clubs and e-clubs and extension?
All right, I can do that.
And we can come back to Alan's video maybe later on. Thank you. And we'll share, I'm hoping you'll share the screen.
I'm going to share screen, but I would like to ask Alan to make me co-host so that it would be easier for me.
Yeah.
Zeni, you should already have authority to do that.
I don't see myself yet as a co-host.
Well, not. I've set it so that anybody can screen share.
All right. Okay,
Yes,
I'll try that. Okay, can you see my screen now?
No.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Okay.
Zeni, we see it.
Yeah. So do you see my notes?
Yes, all of it.
All of it?
Yeah, your
Yes,
script is there.
yes, Zeni.
Then your script is there.
Huh? My script is there?
Yes.
Very clear.
Oh, how come I'm doing that? Oh, hold on for a second. Okay, it's all right. Anyway,
We can't see the screen now. Zeni's
Yeah.
screen, we can't see Zeni's.
hold on. Okay, I'm all right. So can you see it now?
You're on screen. Not your slide.
Okay. It's been a long done a virtual presentation because it has nice. Okay, there. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Jenny, we can see it.
Okay.
There. Perfect. Perfect.
Here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all of you who are here in virtual, training session. Every year we've been doing this since the time of past President Bina, and every year we have been doing this so that all the leaders worldwide would be uh, in the thrust in consonance with what IIW is has announced. So actually, I'm pinch hitting for our immediate past president Trish Douglas because she mentioned she underwent a knee surgery and she cannot be sitting for a long time. She has to stand up. She has to do some exercises and some treatments on. But you know, in Inner Wheel, we so much promote true friendship, and Trish here is a dear friend of mine, and I'm sure all of you here would do the same for a dear friend, wouldn't you?
Thank you. Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
And so the topic that was assigned to me by see there my new hairdo. I cut my hair just yesterday.
Very nice.
I was assigned to speak about membership growth, and I think this was the very number one target, presidential goal of our Mamta. And I think this is very important. And past IIW presidents, and that includes me, has this as their thrust of increasing membership. Particularly, Mamta has requested me to speak about the next generation clubs, the e-clubs, and retention. And so I have seen this during the changeover held in person in Kolkata, India. This is her number one goal, that's membership growth, and her strategy for accomplishing this. Each one bring one. It's basically simple, but if all of us is going to implement this, would be far-reaching. It would double the number of our members. But I think we have to look at our IIW membership data. So I went back 3 years. In 2021 to 2022, at the end of the year, we have 111,436 members. And then in 2022 to 2023, it has increased to 113,593. And in last year, that's 2023 to 24, it's 114,371. And so it's nice to note that it's an upward trend in numbers. That's good news. But I think it would be very useful that we obtain the data. I don't think we have this. And I am requesting all the NRs who this afternoon. By the way, I haven't greeted you. Good afternoon to all of you here, the NRs. I cannot see you now on screen. Have to get the number of members below 40 years old. I don't think we have that in our database. And also, those 40 years old, we have to know the demographics of the current membership of Inner, that we will know which clubs have been quite stagnant in in terms of recruitment of the younger members. So we have to diversify. So that is to ensure the future of our organization. Oh. Next generation clubs. That's very important. We call this as new generation, but this was well explained to me in the past by our webmaster Yoksan. This next generation are sometimes are not yet with us. They're still very young or they're still yet to be born. So it in the Constitution and Handbook and the 2021 Constitution and Handbook, page 52, it was already back in 2005 where this is being promoted, the next or the new generation club with more flexible meeting arrangement that is being encouraged the younger working women to join Inner Wheel. I would like to ask you a question. Do you think your will still be around after 25 years? What do you think? To ensure the survival of Inner Wheel, we have to attract, retain the next generation members. We're not getting any younger. In my case, I'm turning this year, September. I'm 64 years old. Sometimes there's already limitations. So we really have to attract the next generation. Now, let us review. Let's see the 5 generation which currently are in the workplace. Did you know that they are all together in one workplace? And imagine they grew up in different kinds of environment. Let's see. And see where you belong. The silent generation born in 1950 to 1945. Many of these members are still very active. In fact, I remember during the international convention, who's more than 25 years old, and she's been with the wheel for so long. The key characteristics of this generation is that they're known for their strong work ethic, discipline, and loyalty. And their typical style,
Yes.
Now, let's see the baby boomers, 1946 to 1964. This is where I was born. I was born in 1960. And I wonder who are my classmates, my batchmates are in this generation. We are competitive, goal-oriented, and team-focused. And our work style is we value hierarchical structures and in-person meetings. Still, but most of us, in my case, I tried to adapt to the present way of workings. Let's see the Generation X, born 1965 to 1980. Their key characteristics that they're independent, resourceful, skeptical of authority, and their work style is they favor flexibility, work-life balance, and digital communication. This term just said work-life balance, very, very popular now among the young people that we are working with. The millennials, they're born in 1981 to 1996. Most of my children are millennials. They are tech savvy, collaborative, purpose driven, and their work that they collaborate in the workspaces, and they value so much the digital communication, and they do meaningful work. 10 years ago, I remember, we are just talking of the millennials, but now, did you know that we are already working with the Generation Z, those born in 1997 to 2012? Their characteristic is that they are called the digital natives. I have to consult who this means. They were the ones born during the technology period. They're born with the gadgets. They're pragmatic, they're entrepreneurial. And their work style is that they expect flexible working conditions, value diversity, and quick feedback. They're very easy. They're very fast in their work. My source of this is hydrogengroup.com. But what's happening? Is inner wheel known to many? Sadly, when you go to some places and you would introduce yourself that you are a member of inner wheel, they would say, "What is that?" Sadly, in many places, inner wheel is not yet known. Now, I ask you, do you it takes to take them in, the young generation, the younger members? We have to take action in our club and do something to attract and engage younger members. These are suggestions. Number one, you have to do a self-assessment. Does your club create a welcoming atmosphere for younger members? There could be young people or the young members with you now. Do you take when you're seated and you see them arrive? Do you take time to stand up and welcome them, give them a hug, give them a kiss? Is that the kind of atmosphere that you have in your club? Are your club's fees a barrier for younger members interested in joining your club? Because these younger members are still supporting their children in going to school. Of course, finances are very important. They have so many costs and expenses that have to be fulfilled in the home. And do your service projects involve family? Because even in the Philippines, when back in my days, I have nannies, but now you can no longer find nannies. It's very, very remote. Why? They work in other countries. So what the trend now in Asian countries is that the young parents will take care of their children. Gone are the days that they would have one nanny for one child, not anymore. So when inner wheel members, the younger members, would do service projects, they cannot join because no one is left to attend to their children. So they have to bring their children. And activities allowing these members to bring their families. Do younger members hold leadership positions in your club? Or there is a monopoly of the veteran members? Are you giving them a chance to, show their talents? The next step would be the group assessment. Are there any traditions in your club that were hard to get used to? Sometimes, traditions are good. But again, we're working or attracting different generation already. And sometimes what's interesting to us is no longer interesting to them. So you have to assess your traditions. It would be just like our children, you tell them, back in my days, we were doing like this. And they don't want to hear that. Same with our younger members. Do you feel comfortable inviting friends and family members to inner wheel activities? Or you wouldn't like that? You're more of exclusive. As you maybe have been hearing, a certain group should be diverse and inclusive. So we're not supposed to be discriminating. Step number 3, we have to make changes in your club. As I've said, make your clubs family friendly. I would like to share that in Inner Wheel Marikina, my home club, did you know that our 2 past presidents, the immediate past president and the incumbent president, before they assumed position, they gave birth and they bring their babies. So sometimes when we have activities like installation events, they would bring the babies and we would carry the babies. So we welcome those situations of our members. As I've said, children must be involved in service projects. Somehow you might think that they're not interested. Somehow imparting to them the value of helping other people. Consider changing your meeting time or format. I have heard that some countries in Europe, the current members would insist on having their meeting lunchtime, not realizing that the young members are still working, and of course they cannot attend. It would be better to shift or change your time to right after work, after 5 o'clock, and change the format. It can be hybrid, in person and then Zoom, so that those who cannot attend will be able to know what's happening in the club. So there, meet at a time that is convenient for members with families. Otherwise, if you don't include them, they might just think, oh, I cannot afford to be a member of Inner Wheel because of my time limitation, so I would just resign. Also, try to be less expensive by having meals, simple meals, rather than eating in restaurants. Why not have it in the home or just in the coffee shop? During the meeting we'll just be serving coffee or bagels or do potluck. You might probably want to bring your signature dish to the club for the members to taste. So make it, instead of just going to the restaurant where the cost of the meals are very expensive. Step 4, engaging your new members. Ask them, hey, like for example, Lisa, what is your specialty? What would you like to committee that to be on? Ask them. Then hold interesting projects. The younger generation doesn't want to be lectured. They have to see what's happening. The group that they're joining is making a difference to the community. Can tell that I want to be a part of this group. I want to be a part in a group where we conduct projects for the women and girls. Then feedback. Try to talk to them. Have a one-on-one with your new members. So if they have suggestion on how we're doing things, because our ways of working are totally different with who they're doing it. Recruitment of young members is a continuous process. You don't stop. In fact, each time you see young people, try to invite them. So create new or modify existing, especially aim at younger members. For example, there's going to be a happy hour. If there would be some countries, they are of course not drinking. They're not supposed to drink alcoholic beverages, so the young people are very much into drinking coffee and or probably hot chocolate, whatever. That's just going to be you see from your children, from your children how the young generation are doing things. So try to adopt that in your club, and then encourage new members to invite friends, family, and peers as guests. Again, you should be welcoming. Don't make them feel that uh, we are old ladies who are very strict or smiling or not welcoming. So try to set a certain day, a certain night in 1 month, which you will call Bring a Friend Night. And then be more interested in them rather than you talking most of the time. Step 6, induct several young members at once instead of recruiting them one at a time. It would be better for them. I think it would be more comfortable for them to be in a peer group within the club rather than one at a time. Because imagine, I think it would be a torture for a very young member to be with a group of sort of like their mothers or their grandmothers. So it would certainly make them feel turned off. Now, if you remember, there's a proposal made for the 2024 IIW convention, and that's proposal 10. That has to do with the e-clubs. This was, as you can see, it was the votes was 89.4%. So it was carried. And what is stated there? This was proposed by the Aero Club of Torino, Europea in District 204, Italy, and seconded by District 87 from Germany. It says that membership at international level includes all inner wheel clubs and e-clubs. The minimum number of active members required to form a club or an e-club is 10. But they must be included, the e-clubs must be included in the administrative systems of a district on the same terms as a districted club. They cannot operate as a non-districted club or a separate entity from the present inner wheel organization structures. So no such thing as a club operating at large, directly reporting to IIW. That's not allowed for an e-club. The new inner wheel really needs an e-club. That's why you can see there in the votes. They have the same position and targets as existing clubs. They pay normal capitation fee. No such thing as discounted fees. E-clubs would give inner wheel an enormous boost and might promote inner wheel in another way. And it is a great opportunity to meet members from all over the world and promote international understanding. This is very useful for prospective members who are always traveling in different countries. And sometimes when one is relocated, he's a longtime member of an inner wheel club and suddenly the family would move out of the country, then she can still retain to her membership in that club. I'm sorry, but the e-club is totally virtual. It is attractive for young, busy women who wish to contribute to helping their community and for older members who prefer to stay in the evenings. This is actually more of the mode of meeting, which is via Zoom, Google Meet. But I think, IIW has yet to formulate the implementing rules for this particular carried proposal. We just have to wait for that. But initially, this would be the guideline. Yeah, there. Meeting by Zoom is more viable and suited to their lifestyle for the younger generation. It is also a way for members at large to be in an inner wheel club. That's what I said. Instead of just resigning, they can still maintain their membership. According to our president, Mamta Gupta, this is also one of her goals and targets. The e-club is the way forward for inner wheel, and creating inner wheel e-clubs is a forward-thinking strategy to boost our reach and relevance. Here are the benefits of establishing e-clubs. Enhance accessibility and flexibility, ideal for young, busy women and older members who prefer virtual participation. I observe that for the older generation, older members, if it's an in-person, sometimes they can no longer drive for themselves, so they would just stay home. So they would just resign. So with this establishment of an e-club, then they can still maintain their membership. It showcases inner wheel's adaptability and attracts new members. At least we have proven that inner wheel is not really that old because we were able to adapt to the virtual platform of having inner wheel events. Viability of virtual meetings are practical and preferred and enhancing overall participation. And that's according to Mamta Gupta. Retaining younger members. So we have attracted. Now, how do you make them stay in our club? So, it's hard to imagine a young member joining a club without a Facebook account. So, are your clubs, do your clubs have a Facebook account at least, even though you don't have a website? You should have a Facebook chat group or Facebook page. Yeah. And inner wheel now is very deeply engaged in social media, and it's something we can no longer avoid. Fortunately, for the past 4 years, inner wheel IIW can be seen in Twitter, in Instagram, and most especially YouTube. Do you still remember our virtual changeover held a few years ago? So, and then the last one that we have is hybrid. It's in person, and at the same time, other members from other parts of the world can see what's happening. Let's also be casual and fun. Do not insist of, members going, attending the meeting in their corporate attire. Let's be casual, just like what you see, the young ladies that you see in the photo. Coming, wearing your sneakers is trendy fashion now. It's more comfortable, and you're more mobile if you are wearing sneakers. Be dynamic. Procedures meant to entice young members' interest. Think of that. Think of those activities. But I think you have to involve a young member, to give you tips what interests them most. Because some events or some activities which we think are fun for us might not be fun for them. I would still say that experience in the club goes a long way. What happens in your club would be the basis for a younger member to stay or get out of the club. Your meeting should be enjoyable. How do you make your meetings enjoyable? Make it vibrant. So in Philippines, we are very fond of doing some. We we have a motive, a theme for some of our events. So, for example, okay, because in the Philippines, our club meets every month. Our district as well, and the national bodies, they're meeting every month. So, for example, okay, please come in your anything with polka dot, or the next month would be checkered. They would be, they would feel excited, and make a theme also for the discussion during the meeting. Then you should also show that the members are confident in the current leadership, that our leaders are open to ideas from the younger generation. They are not close-minded. So they have to accept the fact that our ways of working in the past might not be that effective anymore. So, like, for example, when you are calling members to attend the meetings, you use, in the past, you use your telephone, but now, no more. There's a group chat. Even in approving the activities or the fundraising, like, for example, you need to donate a certain amount to an entity, and the decision has to be made at once. You can ask for their approval using Viber or WhatsApp or Telegram or Messenger in Facebook. So a leader should be able to project that the members can approach them, that you are approachable, that you're not very strict, and make them also realize, the young members, that the Inner Wheel Club is the best platform to develop, leadership. These are opportunities. Some in my case, and other members, at first you're very shy. You're reserved. But if you can see different leadership styles, and then you grow, you adapt to the style of the other leaders in the club. So it is a venue for personal development. Significant service. This is very important. This is the way to make the young generation to stay in the club. They have to feel that they are making a difference in the community. It's not just social activities. It's more of giving or paying forward to those in need. So you have to involve them in coming up with remarkable service projects. Connections. So, of course, the connections, this is very important. The young people now, they hate to be just by themselves. In fact, isn't it that when the Wi-Fi is not working, certainly they would be very irritable. And with the friends that you have in the club, it's a lasting friendship. I remember personally that I have friends who gave birth, and we were made godmothers, and that has been more than 20. So that has to be experienced by the younger members. offer advice and mentoring. I think here you have to get the younger members involved, at the same time the older members involved. So you have to pair them, the seasoned member with the less experienced member, so they can learn from each other. So it's a buddy system of the young and the old. And yeah, there you have to they have to have a one-on-one advice from each other, the old member and the younger member. Now let's recall, why do we lose members? Some probably cannot adjust to the club, and expectations are not met. Temporary membership, probably they're just there because eventually they'll be moving out of the country. And unexplained responsibility. So, ladies, it's very important, the onboarding process, where the members have to be given an orientation. What can they expect from Inner Wheel? What can they get from the membership? I mean, out of being a member, what is it in store for you? So there has to be an orientation, because you cannot make them love Inner Wheel if they do not know Inner Wheel. Just like when we have our spouses, when we are boyfriends, you cannot just fall in love with somebody you do not know. Same with Inner Wheel. They have to, before they are made to enter the club or admitted to the club, you have to tell them what is Inner Wheel and what is expected of them as a member. Financial and time constraints, as I've said that earlier, they have, for us, most of us are retired, so no more tuition fees to be paid. But in their case, they still have to send their children to school, the food of the family, and the amortization of the house. So these are the constraints. And they can see that there's club faction. They can see there's conflict, and that's not a good example for them. That would certainly make them get out of the club. So at all times, we should always be promoting true friendship in the club. And sometimes this happens, disappointments for not being recognized. We are all volunteers here. So in each activity of the club, especially the incumbent leaders of the club, you list down who worked, who was the chairman for the particular activity. At the end of the activity, especially if it's successful, the only way they cannot be paid, you cannot repay them in money. So the only way to repay them is by acknowledging them, to thank them for being so selfless, for being so generous in donating for the project. So sometimes it happens. I hope it's not intentional, but the members would be disappointed for not being recognized. So if this happens, be very quick to talk to that member. As much as possible, do not allow anyone to resign from the club. And others would be various personal reasons and conflict. Whatever that reason is, take the time to ask her. Have a heart-to-heart talk with the member, and with the hope that you'll make her stay in the club. So that's it, ladies. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope I have imparted some insights, valuable insights to you, and some tips in your handling the next generation of Inner Wheel members. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Zeni. Excellent. Thank you so much. I know that you've got another meeting to go to, so you will be zipping off very quickly. And it's really nice that you came and did that for me. Thank you. I know I'm a bit wandery because I'm trying to stand and sit at the same time. But thanks very much indeed. That was great. Perfect. And now we move on with we go to our association in a wheel regarding the UN. And this is going to be taken by our Vice President, Kay Morland. And she's going to be speaking about our implications and updates with the UN. And what does that mean for IIW? So good morning, Kay. Welcome. Nice to see you here. And could I hand over to you? Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, Trish. Thank you. It might be morning there, but it's
Oh, I'm sorry. It says, I know, not Southern Hemisphere. It's really late for you.
yeah.
Very-
No, not really late. It's 4 minutes to 8, but it's
that's not too bad. Not too
it's
bad.
not morning. That's all. It's
That's
lovely to see. It's lovely to see all
good
your
evening.
faces.
Good
Thank
evening
you.
to you.
Good evening. Okay. President Mamta has asked me to speak about the association between IIW and the UN. Many of you may know lots about our work with the UN, and lots of you may not know much at all. I know that until recently, I was unaware of the level of involvement of our UN reps and the history behind it all. The original suggestion that international IIW should apply to the UN for consultative status came in 1970 from board director from the Philippines, Mrs. Legarda. 2 years later, the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations, and they're known as ECOSOC, confirmed the admission of IIW on the roster of organisations. Thanks to the ability and the availability of some members, the representation and presence of IIW became a real possibility. In 1993, at the 9th International IIW Convention in Sydney, Australia, a general motion was passed whereby international IIW must confine its involvement with the US to being an observer on the roster with consultative status. There are around 6,500 non-governmental organisations or NGOs listed in consultative status, so it's huge. Our UN reps have access to ECOSOC, but also to its many subsidiary bodies, to the various human rights mechanisms of the UN, and to special events organised by the President of the General Assembly. The UN reps of IIW are coordinated every year by the current International IIW Vice President, so it's my privilege to do that this year. They follow and assist the work of sessions of the commissions regarding important themes such as human rights, the rights of children, the status of women, the family, the elderly, and of course, drugs. They report to the International IIW Vice President on activities of these committees and conferences. They are our link with the UN organisation and in turn must report to the UN and on what we do in IIW. And so copies of the annual reports from our national reps are sent to our UN reps to keep them informed about the work of our members worldwide. For many years, IIW has emphasised the importance of several major UN themes by including them in our international social projects and has promoted their awareness and implementation via our UN reps, enabling us to raise public awareness. We currently have 7 IIW members accredited at the UN offices, 3 in Geneva, 2 in Vienna, and 2 in New York. They are Eva Marinoni and Karen Rivolette in Geneva, Martine Gayon and Michelle Burgess in New York, and Saya Gregor Hugh, Ulrich Nemling and Gerda Beck in Vienna, and I apologise for any mispronunciation, ladies. As an example, in New York, our reps may attend sessions of the Commission on the Status of Women, the Commission on Population and Development, the Commission on Social Development, the Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues, and the Open-Ended Working Group on Ageing. They may also attend the Conference of State Parties to the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, And that's only the UN office in New York. I'd like to share with you a few of the issues covered by our reps. So from SAIA in Vienna, we received a report on International Day for the Elimination of Sexual Violence in Conflict, which was proclaimed by a resolution of the UN General Assembly and is commemorated on the 19th of June each year. Conflict related to sexual violence refers to rape, sexual slavery, forced prostitution, forced pregnancy and abortion, enforced sterilisation, forced marriage, or any other form of sexual violence of comparative gravity perpetrated against women, men, boys, or girls that is directly or indirectly linked to conflict. The discussions highlighted the importance of international regulations in preventing and responding to sexual violence in conflict, and of legal frameworks and prosecutorial strategies to hold perpetrators accountable. The role of NGOs in supporting survivors and preventing exploitation is of great importance and is another opportunity for Inner Wheel to raise public awareness. On the rights of the older person, SAIA reported many situations faced by older people show that there are still obstacles in the way of them enjoying human rights. Protecting human rights for older people is indispensable, and they have to be recognised and supported as equal members and valuable contributors to society. In spite of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, older people are not recognised explicitly under international human rights laws that legally oblige governments to realise the rights of all people. Michelle Bachelet, the former UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, stated that every life has equal value. Our rights do not diminish with age. Human rights must be the same for all generations. A UN Convention on the Rights of the Older Person is necessary to ensure that older people can realise their rights. With such a convention, a legal framework would exist to guide and support governments, enabling them to ensure that in our increasingly ageing society, older people's rights are realised. The call for a convention on the rights of older persons has been made again and again since 2011, and we will continue to work for it. Another report from Martine in New York, and this report is on child domestic servitude. The root causes of child domestic labour are multiple and multifaceted. Poverty and its feminisation, the persistence of traditional hierarchies, debt bondage, social exclusion, lack of education, gender and ethnic discrimination, domestic violence, displacement, rural-urban migration, and loss of parents due to conflicts or diseases are just some of the multitude of push factors for child domestic workers worldwide. It's estimated globally that over 17 million children work as domestics, of whom half are aged between 5 and 14. But it's widely unreported, so the numbers are likely a lot higher. Often, child domestic workers are led to believe that they are in a protected environment under the impression of having been saved by their employer from poverty or other pre-existing vulnerabilities. Up to 90% of child domestic workers are girls, and most are very young. Influencing factors are the perpetration of traditional discriminatory female roles, as well as the perception of domestic service as part of a woman's apprenticeship for adulthood rather than marriage. Because of how they work and live, child domestic workers are often invisible because they work behind closed doors. Their activity belongs to the informal labour market, and often they are seen as children who have been saved and taken into a family. Ending child domestic servitude is imperative, and by raising awareness, we, as members of Inner Wheel, can contribute to its demise. And now I would like to share with you a presentation delivered by SAIA at our convention in Manchester. Some of you may have seen this, but if you haven't, it's worth seeing. And if you have, it's probably worth a second glance. Hopefully this will work. My plan is that this is going to work really well. And I've just lost the little button at the top that tells me I want to stop looking at a full screen. That's not very clever. Okay. I'm stuck. Really. I don't want to leave the meeting. Has my screen somehow been altered? Is Alan available, Trish?
Pardon?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Alan's there.
Yeah. I had a an icon on the top of my screen previously that I could choose to not have the full screen. And it
If you want to
appears
share screen, if you look at the bottom where it's got mute, start video, security, there should be one there that says share screen.
I have got one that says share screen, yeah. But
Yeah.
I need, okay, let me just see if I can make this work. I don't know if you can see. Can you see anything on my screen?
If you've got other screens open, you might have to choose which screen that you want to share.
Yeah, okay, well, it's not that one. No. I'm sorry, everybody. This is very unprofessional, I realise. I did this before and it worked beautifully.
You just press on share and it'll all come up and you can choose whichever one you want to show. If you go to share screen, you click on that.
It's
Okay.
always the same if you look at everything.
It's exciting. I think I've got it. And I
excellent.
wish, there we go. Can we see that? Can you see that screen? Oh, thank goodness
Now
for
you
that.
choose whatever you have to from here.
Okay, that's it. I'm right now. Thank you, Patricia.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this is oh, I've got myself in the corner, never mind. This is the NGO committee in Vienna on the status of women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go.
Click on the center if you
All
want to
right.
show that. Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. No worries.
Equal rights are the foundation of freedom, justice and peace. They are included in the UN Charter signed in 1945, which in its preamble includes the following statement: the reaffirmation faith in fundamental human rights, in the dignity and worth of the human person, and in equal rights of men and women. In 1979, the UN adopted the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. More than 180 countries have ratified the convention, committing them legally to ensure women's equality. But regrettably, not all of these countries have implemented the convention into their national laws. You may be surprised to hear that this is even the case for the United States of America. All over the world, women are still denied equal rights.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at legislation on travel, work, financials, marriage and family, a Work Bank report shows that in 2019, there were only 8 countries where no inequality across gender lines or equal treatment under the law were reported. And that they were Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Iceland, Latvia, Luxembourg and Sweden. In Bangladesh and Pakistan, 180 million women have only about half the rights of men, and the global average is 75%.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at global trends in legal protection for women against domestic violence and sexual harassment, a 2018 report shows shocking details. The percentage of countries with laws on domestic violence is only 76%. Legal protection remains weak for sexual violence as a form of domestic violence, and more than 1 in 3 countries lack protection laws. More than 1 million women lack legal protection against sexual violence by an intimate partner, and 1 in 5 countries does not have appropriate laws against sexual harassment in employment. Oops. Worldwide, 66% of illiterates, 75% of the poor, and 75% of all refugees are women. 66% of all work is done by women, but they earn only 10% of the income worldwide, and women only own 1% of all property. Globally, more than half of employed women are in vulnerable jobs on their own account or as a contributing family member. They earn little or nothing and lack security in benefits. In many less developed countries, even more than 80% of working women are in this category. When looking at this data, it is easy to understand why gender equality and the elimination of violence against women have been included in the Sustainable Development Goals, which should be reached in 6 years from now.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the slides aren't showing. So if you could try double clicking on the Seja's presentation, the slides might come up so that everybody can see them, please.
I can't believe you can't see them.
The screen.
I mean, we can see your screen, but it's just not running. So it might well be something to do with bandwidth, and you can see them, but we can't.
So you can't see anything?
No. And I don't think I'm the only one.
Oh, joy.
Cool technology.
So it says to me I'm sharing. No, go away.
The screen which comes up, there are 3 topics over there. So whichever one it is, you have to double click on that and it'll open up. Which one do you want to show? Seja. There are 3 there, okay? The center one, then click on that.
Sorry, I
There
clicked on
you
the
go.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you
we've
go.
got it.
Have you got it now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, for goodness sake. I'm hugely sorry. I have to tell you, I did it earlier today and it worked beautifully. Oh, I'm devastated. Never mind. And now I don't know where I'm up to. You got to love it when a plan comes together. Right. So this is, had you seen this screen? No, you hadn't.
No, but we've heard you speaking.
Okay, fine. Well, in that case, I won't bother doing that again, but I'll just carry on. The fight for gender equality has been the objective of the Vienna NGO Committee on the Status of Women, which was founded in 1982 and works on a volunteer basis on national and international levels. The committee's main purpose is to promote gender equality, to empower women and raise awareness of the importance of human rights in women's and girls' lives. Gender equality and the empowerment of women will always be a human rights issue and a social and economic imperative. Any form of discrimination against women and any form of violation of their rights anywhere in the world without exception is an obstacle to their claim of economic, social, cultural and political recognition. Over the years, NGO committees, commissions and the UN as a whole have done a lot to create a better world for women and girls. However, the fight against discrimination in all of its forms is still an ongoing process and has top priority on the agenda of that committee. And stop sharing my screen. Thank you. So I'm very sorry that that didn't work as it did in training. But in closing, I believe that as InnerWheel is a worldwide organisation with members across the globe, we can raise awareness of these and many other inequalities and injustices. In fact, we have to. With the support of information and supplied by our UN reps who do wonderful work, we can have a significant impact and influence outcomes by our actions. Thank you, ladies. And once again, I'm truly sorry that you had to listen to me without seeing any pretty pictures.
Don't worry. It's called technology.
Oh my goodness, or lack thereof.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. But thank you so much, Kay. That was excellent. And this past year, I'm pleased to say that we had a virtual booth at the UN in New York. So I was absolutely delighted. Obviously, we need a voice. And I would like to think that maybe this year, when you are at the UN, wherever you're going, if you're going to New York or Geneva, internationally we'll need a voice at the UN, and I'm really keen to have that voice there. But it might be some time in coming. But honestly, I think we will get there in the end. And thank you very much for your presentation this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. And we're lucky today, this morning, that we've actually got Martine Gayon, and she's our UN representative in New York. And it was my great pleasure when I was the vice president to go to New York and go into the UN along with Martine and Michelle. And they do sterling work, and they really do get themselves around. And they're very, very visible at the UN. But as I say, we would like a table, a voice there, because Rotary is there, and so is Rotaract. And it would be nice to know that maybe eventually InnerWheel would be. So if I could introduce Martine Gayon on Sustainable Development Goals, and this will be presented by our UN representative, Martine. Thank you.
Thank you, Trish. So for those of you who don't know me, I have been your UN rep in New York since 2013. I was nominated by Catherine Refaver when she was our international president. I am trying to share, my club is the club of Avon Park, Florida, District 696. So now I am trying to share my screen from my tablet. So Alan, maybe I will need your help. I'm sure we need your help, probably. So, okay. I know it works, maybe. I know it's yours. Okay, yes. So thanks a lot. Yeah, because it doesn't pop up on my, okay, can I go ahead? Yeah, okay. So I will talk about the International InnerWheel and the Sustainable Development Goals, 17 goals to transform our world. Can you go on the other one? I'm sorry, Alan. Yeah. So I will pass this one because Kay spoke about ECOSOC and what we are doing at the UN. So I will go directly to the sustainable development. So next one, please. Okay. So 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. In 2015, the UN adopted the 2030 Agenda, which introduced the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, what we called SDGs. We have a lot of acronyms at the UN. The goals are a comprehensive global framework aimed at ending poverty, protecting the planet, and ensuring prosperity for all. Applicable to all countries, they require action from governments, businesses, and civil society to achieve them by 2030. As an NGO, another acronym, non-governmental organization, InnerWheel is included with 6,500 other NGOs in the civil society that the UN recognizes as essential in advocating for inclusive, participatory, and accountable governance. Next, please. Okay, I think we missed one. There is one in between. No, yes, thank you. How IIW advocates for the SDGs, raising awareness. IIW organize events, workshops, and social media campaigns to educate its members and the broader community about the SDGs. These help raise awareness about sustainable development issues and encourage community involvement in achieving the goals. Implementation of local projects. IIW clubs implement a wide range of local and international projects aligned with the SDGs. Participation in UN events. UN reps participate in UN meetings and events, including the Commission on the Status of Women, CSW, and other ECOSOC meetings. And the UN reps advocate for the needs of women and girls and contribute to discussions on sustainable development. Next, please. So I will highlight a few SDGs. We have 17, so I will not highlight the work we do for all of them. So SDG 5, the promotion of gender equality. IIW clubs around the world organize initiatives to improve girls' access to education, fight gender-based violence, and support women's health and well-being. This is done through awareness campaigns, fundraisings, and community-based projects. SDG 3, advancing health and well-being. IIW clubs conduct medical camps, support hospitals, organize blood donation drives, and promote awareness on critical health issues such as maternal health, child nutrition, mental health, and prevention of non-communicable disease. These efforts help improve public health outcomes in various communities. Next, thank you. SDG 4, supporting quality education. IIW supports educational programs for children and adults, especially for girls and women. This includes building schools, providing scholarships, supplying learning materials, and facilitating vocational training programs. By enhancing educational opportunities, IIW contributes to breaking the cycle of poverty and improving social mobility. SDG 6, encouraging clean water and sanitation. Through various local projects, clubs install wells, support rainwater harvesting projects, and promote hygiene education, particularly in areas where water scarcity and inadequate sanitation are major challenges. And finally, SDGs 16 and 17, promoting peace, justice, and strong institutions. Our organization supports initiatives that foster understanding, cooperation, and dialogue across cultures and communities, contributing to peace-building efforts and promoting social cohesion. And SDG 17, building partnerships. IIW collaborates with other NGOs, non-governmental organizations, governmental bodies, and international organizations, including UN entities, to achieve shared goals. By fostering multi-stakeholders partnerships, IIW enhances the impact on sustainable development. In conclusion, all the clubs around the world work towards the achievement of the SDGs. And so if you read my report, you will see that we have 17 of them and that we are working a lot towards the 2030 agenda. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Martine. I'm delighted that you could be with us today. The UN reps, you all do such sterling work. And when we listen to what's going on around the world, and we're in so many parts of the world doing so much. When you talk about water sustainability, and I'm thinking of the floods in Pakistan and all the help that we've given there. And when there is any catastrophe around the world, we jump in there absolutely straight away. So it's great. We are a fantastic worldwide organization, and it is great to know that we've got such great representation from you and Michelle in New York. I was delighted to see you in Manchester, and you took one of our seminars. I had the great pleasure of coming to France after that and seeing you again. So I was delighted that you could join us today. Thank you so much, Martine. And let's hope that I'll meet you again in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're coming on to my most favorite thing in the world, Constitution. And we've got this morning, the proposals are being put forward that were passed at the International Inner Wheel Convention in Manchester. And this is going to be, of course, presented by our new International Constitution Chairman, Patricia Hilton. I have to say Constitution has never actually been my most favorite thing in the world, but it's an amazing how I've been on a wonderful learning curve. I do hope that the knowledge that I have obtained stays with me because I'm rather an international overseas kind of girl. But actually, Constitution is very, very important to us, Patricia. And let's see what you have to say this morning. Thank you. I think you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It's evening in India, getting on rather, it's 4. And first of all, thank you so much, Trish, for bringing me on to this program and introducing me. I'm happy to be here and taking one of your favorite topics.
Of course you are.
Anyway, so today I'm going to take up, just 1 minute, let me. Yeah. I'm on gallery though. So today we've just attended a wonderful convention at Manchester under the presidentship of Trish. And those that were present witnessed the business session where proposals, amendments came through and were discussed and voted upon. And today I'm here to present that before you. So before taking any more, because we are having a long day, I will start with sharing my screen. So Alan, I think I'm co-host with you.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so I'll start with this one, just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, here we are. So you can see a nice picture of so many inner wheel members in the hall over there. And I don't know whether you'll be able to spot if anyone is visible over there. So I'm presenting the proposals that were passed at the 19th International Inner Wheel Convention at Manchester in May. So a little...
Patricia, I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't think the screen share has worked yet.
No,
it hasn't.
I can't see anything.
Just a minute. I think we all having. I'll just try this one minute. Just give me a. Bear with me, please. I'm
glad it didn't just happen to me.
No, I'll get it. I like you. Even I tried this in the afternoon and it worked. And so just. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yes, that works. Thank
That's okay. So got it. Okay. So I'm going to go through the proposals that were passed, like I said, at the convention recently. But before that, just a few lines on importance of our constitution and handbook. You all know this, the blue book that we have, as we call it. The International Inner Wheel Constitution is the essential framework that governs our organization. It provides clear guidance on international inner wheel principles, structure, and regulations. As a foundational document, the Constitution ensures consistency and clarity in the governance and operation of international inner wheel at all levels, right from our local clubs to the international governing body. One minute. Yeah. So this is where all the amendments and proposals that have been submitted, they are presented. So at every International Inner Wheel Convention, amendments and proposals are made to update and refine these rules to meet the evolving needs of the organization and its members. Here's an overview of the process typically involved in handling amendments and proposals. So before the International Convention, members, clubs, districts, NGBs, International Governing Body, all submit proposed amendments on new proposals. These submissions must follow specific guidelines and deadlines to be eligible for consideration. It's not always that a proposal or amendment which is sent that is accepted. So after which, once the selection is done, then it's presented during the convention's business session. These proposals and amendments are brought forward for discussion. Delegates present engage in debates where they express their views, raise concerns, and discuss the implications of the proposed changes. This discussion period is essential for ensuring that all perspectives are considered before a decision is made. After this, we have the voting. The proposed amendment and proposals are then put to a vote. The voting delegates from various clubs, districts, NGBs, International Governing Body, cast their votes. A majority, that is 2/3, is required for an amendment to be approved, carried. The voting process is conducted transparently, ensuring that the outcome reflects the collective will of the organization's representatives. This year, dear friends, we witnessed for the first time we went digital. We were voting from our phones, which was so much easier, and we really moved fast in that. After this is taken up, then the endorsement and interpretation comes in. Amendments that are approved during the convention are then endorsed and incorporated into the official constitution book of International Inner Wheel. The updated constitution book is published on the International Inner Wheel website and hard copies made available to all members, ensuring that everyone is aware of the new rules and guidelines. After which, we have important communication and training. Following the International Inner Wheel Convention, efforts are made to communicate the endorsed amendments to all levels of the organization. Training sessions, such like what we are having today, or workshops are held to help members understand and implement the changes in their local clubs, districts, and national governing bodies. The triennial process of reviewing and updating the International Inner Wheel Constitution is vital for maintaining the relevance and effectiveness of the organization. Engaging in thoughtful debate and voting on amendments allows members to ensure the organization aligns with its mission. This process helps International Inner Wheel to adapt to new challenges and opportunities. Now, this is how we often wonder that how are proposals presented and voted on, and how do we reach a result. So if a proposal has an amendment, the amendment is read first, proposed, seconded, discussed, and voted on. This is the first step. If a proposal has an amendment. If the proposal does not have an amendment, then we begin with the same thing, with the proposal, read it first, propose, second, discuss, and vote on. Now, where there's an amendment, if it is carried with 2/3 majority votes, it becomes the amended proposal, as originally it was an amendment and not the proposal. Now, the amended proposal is read, proposed, seconded, debated, and then voted on. If it receives 2/3 majority votes, it is carried and becomes the official proposal. But if the amended proposal is lost, then you return to the original proposal. Propose, second, debate, and vote on it. According to the number of votes, it is either carried or lost. So this is the procedure which is followed when the amendments are presented at the business session of the convention. Now, this is the booklet that you all get, the agenda of the business sessions. I have just put a picture of what we recently had. So I'm just going to give you an overview of all proposals that were received, which were carried and which were lost, withdrawn, and the general motion. So it's all in this, we go proposal-wise. Now, total number of proposals, general motions were 36. Proposals from International Inner Wheel, which we received, were 6. Other proposals received were 26. And total number of general motions were 4. The results were as follows. The proposals, 12 were carried, and these are the proposals, the numbers which were carried. Proposal 6, 9, 10, 12, 13, 18, 19, 20, 23, 24, 27, 28. So 12 of which were carried. We lost 17 out of these, which were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 11, 15, 17, 16, 17, 21, 22, 25, 29, 30, 31, 32. So 17 in all. There were 3 proposals that were withdrawn, numbered 8, 14, and 26. We had received 4 general motions, A, B, C, and D, out of which 3 were carried, A, B, and D, and C was lost. Now, the numbers are here, so I will just take you through the proposals which were carried. So because this is going to be incorporated in the Constitution and Handbook 2024. The first proposal out of the lot that went through was proposal 6. It was on page 27, standing orders. At the end of the numbered list, taking next available number, add 19. So there is 18 up to there, and you add 19, and this is inserted over there. Proposals or amendments or general motions that are withdrawn prior to the business sessions will be deemed withdrawn. Withdrawn items are not debated or voted upon. Where proposer or seconder does not put themselves forward to speak at the business session, the proposal, the amendment, or the general motion will be deemed to have fallen. It will not be debated or voted upon. So this is where proposal, if they are withdrawn, they will not be voted on. Then we come to the second proposal, which was carried. This is from page 4 on membership. G, naming a club, page 8. After suitable name, insert, if districted, prior opinion of the district executive committee is needed and subject to approval of the international IIW. So this is to read, when a new IIW club is formed, the members of the new club may decide on a geographically suitable name if districted prior opinion of the district executive committee is needed and subject to the approval of international IIW. The prior opinion of the district committee has been added because sometimes there are duplication within the district of names of clubs. So it goes through the district executive committee before it is approved by international IIW. Proposal 10, page 4 was also again on membership. At international level, add first line after club, any clubs, add third line after club or e-clubs. You heard Zeni speak on e-clubs, which have come in now. So this did not mention e-clubs, therefore e-clubs have been included in this. So it reads as, at the international level, includes all IIW clubs and e-clubs. The minimum number of active members required to form a club or an e-club is 10. All e-clubs must be included into the administrative systems of the district on the same terms as a districted club. They cannot operate as a non-districted club or as a separate entity from the present IIW organization. Proposal 12, also carried from page 4 on membership, page 5, number 4 at club level, page 7E, transfers. So this is dealing with members who transfer from one club to the other. So delete the current sentence and insert, an active member may in some circumstances, provided both clubs agree, and informing the district executive committees, transfer to another IIW club. So here they just have to inform. If both the clubs are in agreement, then they have to just inform the district executive committee and transfer to the other club. Proposal 13, which was also carried. This was the international, from the international governing body. Page 10, number 2, the international governing body is to be elected as follows. A, officers. Page 11, C, treasurer qualifications. Now you have to delete the whole paragraph that is there, and it has to be replaced with must have served on a national governing body as a treasurer or served as president of a national governing body. So there's more clarity over here. The treasurer, a treasurer serving on the national governing body and the president of a national governing body. These are the qualifications for the treasurer, IIW treasurer. Proposal 18, also carried from page 26. Standing orders, add new number 19. This is The same which will be followed with 6. A proposal can be withdrawn before the business session starts only if the proposing and seconding clubs, districts, NGB have discussed and agreed about this withdrawal. So this will also go into standing orders. Proposal 19, page 26, changes to the Constitution. Number 4, add sentences after prior to the convention. The IIW Constitution Committee will notify and explain to the national representative, district chairman, and club presidents from the concerned countries by writing or email the reasons for rejected proposals, amendments, and general motions sent to improve or change the Constitution. So it will read as amendments to these proposals shall be received at international Innerville headquarters not later than 6 months prior to the convention. The IIW Constitution Committee will notify and explain to the national representative, district chairman, and club president from the concerned countries by writing or email the reasons for rejected proposals, amendments, and general motions sent to improve or change the Constitution. So here, if you send proposals and they are rejected, International Innerville Committee will inform you the reasons behind rejection of these proposals. Proposal 20, page 28, changes to the Constitution. After number 4, add number 5. So this is about general motions. Often people, members ask, how are general motions to be sent? So now it is that general motions may be proposed, submitted in a procedure similar to proposals and amendments. So this is added to number 5. So number 5A, which follows 5, and number 5B will now be 6A and 6B in the Constitution book. 23, page 30, standard rules for clubs. Number 4, this deals with nominations. It's on page 33, number 9, immediate past president. And at the end of the sentence, she can take office on the district governing body following the position of the immediate past president in the club. Move paragraph 9, immediate past president to be after paragraph 6, vice president on page 32. So while moving number 9 up after vice president, which becomes number 7, so the reordering of the numbers will change. Now we come to proposal 24, which is from page 31 to 32. They are standard rules for clubs, and this goes to all the posts that are in the executive. So we come to first, that is on page 31 and 32. Number 5 is the president. You delete A, B, and C, and you replace with the following. The president shall be nominated and elected to serve for 1 year or more if there is no willing candidate to take office, and providing the club agrees. If the president of a newly formed club so wishes, she may, with the club's agreement, serve for a whole Innerville year in addition to the part year which immediately follows the club's formation. So if there's a president, when a new club is formed and she has just served for a few months, she can continue for the next year too. Now, these are all in the same proposal. It is to do with the vice president, page 32, number 6. Shall Here also ABC you delete, you replace with the vice president shall be nominated and elected annually and preferably shall not serve for more than 2 consecutive years. Now, after this, like in proposal 23, when number 9 will become number 7, which is the immediate past president. So page 32, over here it's 7, but this will become reordered number 8, where you come into secretary. The same ABC is deleted, replaced with the secretary shall be nominated and elected annually and preferably shall not serve for more than 3 consecutive years. Pages 32, 33, 8, treasurer, over here, same ABC delete and replaced with the treasurer shall be nominated and elected annually and preferably not serve more than 3 consecutive years, the same as the secretary. Again, continuing with proposal 24, the other part, page 23, which is club correspondent and club international service organization. Like club correspondent is mainly, I think, the editor and the ISO. Here also you delete AB and you replace with shall be nominated and elected annually and preferably shall not serve for more than 3 consecutive years. Another part would be page 33, 11, other members of the executive committee, delete AB, replaced, shall be nominated and elected annually, and preferably shall not serve more than 3 consecutive years. So these are the club standard rules for clubs. So changes from the president, the vice president, immediate past president, secretary, treasurer, club correspondent, ISO, and other members. Proposal 17 on page 30, standard rules for clubs. This deals with resignation on page 35, 18. At the end of the first phrase, add 31 May so that it will be a month's notice of resignation must be given in writing to the secretary before 31st May. So this is inserted before 31st May. The rest remains the same. Again, on standard rules for clubs from page 30, proposal 28. This is with training. This is where today we are having this, we've been having, it's becoming popular and it's the need of the hour all over Innovative world. So we have page 35, add after 16 is quorum, you add, put an extra number on 17 under training. All clubs should receive their training every year, either by districts or appointed persons by the district. Non-districted clubs receive their training annually by International Innovative or by appointed persons of International Innovative. If this is put in 17, then 18, finance and audit is renumbered and resignations on 19. Now we come to the 3 general motions which were carried. General motion A, when the current convention is over and the approved proposals and general motions are coordinated with the old by 30th June, it is necessary to start the modernizing process of both language and content. The IIW Constitution and Handbook 2024 then becomes the preliminary edition until the whole process is over within the Innovative year 24-25. General motion B is a project which is done by all over, like Rotary has had polio. So there's more prominence of Innovative and their presence is felt. So International Innovative should propose a lasting international action. Work on one thing. So one project, this is also went through. C was not carried. Now, this is important. General motion D for all the members who are sending their nominations to International Innerweal this year, for the International Executive Committee, for board directors, for the editor, you must remember that a video presentation has been introduced along with your other documents. So general motion D goes as presentation of the International Board nominees, EC and BD, should not only be offered on paper nomination booklet, but also be presented in short videos, 1 minute each maximum, at the international website to get a better impression for the voting. So you will see them speak and vote accordingly. Now, when to send? In the coming year, before 18 months prior to the convention, we'll receive all the dates will be put up on the website shortly. And then after which the amendments 6 months prior to the convention, but all information related to the next proposals and amendments for the next convention in 2027, the date line, will be put on the website and clubs, district, NGBs informed well in time. So that's sharing all the proposals that went through. Thank you. And I also have 2 short presentations. One is the formation of a district and formation of a national governing body, which I will go through. But before I leave this presentation, these words of Innerweal is a testament to the power of women working together, where our combined efforts leave a lasting legacy of love and service. So thank you for this, and stopping the share. So I hope if you have any queries, you can always message, mail me, or I'll get back to you. So I'm moving on. Could I go on to the next one, Trish?
Yes, please do, Patricia. Thank you. That was excellent. Excellent.
I'll just move on to, okay. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Is it visible to all? Alan, is this visible?
I can certainly see it.
Okay, then if you can see it, others will also be seeing it.
Yep.
So now you heard about how clubs are formed. Now we have started looking out for more districts to be formed, and many people keep, many clubs together keep asking how to form districts. So here are some guidelines, which I'll take you through them quickly. First of all, what are the advantages of forming an Innerweal district? You have improved communication in the first. Establishing a district enhances communication channels amongst clubs, International Innerweal, and the national governing body. This improvement ensures the information flows clearly and consistently, fostering better coordination and understanding. Then, of course, resource sharing. Forming a district allows for the pooling of resources, exchanging ideas amongst yourselves, and then choosing and adopting the best practices. This collaborative environment leads to more effective operations and maximizes the impact of each other club's efforts, each club's efforts. Then, of course, you have a robust support network. A district creates a strong support network that provides clubs with guidance, support, and mentorship. This network helps clubs navigate challenges and achieve their goals with greater ease. Expanded reach. Being a part of a district broadens the platform for engaging in impactful service projects. It's known that we learn from each other, and we share our ideas. So this helps in sharing service projects. Clubs can extend their influence to more communities, increasing their overall impact and outreach. Collaborative decision. A district encourages collective decision making, giving every club a voice in district-wide initiatives. This inclusive approach ensures that all perspectives are considered, fostering a sense of shared responsibility. When you're in a group, you work better. Visibility, enhanced visibility. Membership in a district boosts the visibility and influence of individual clubs. Being a part of a larger cohesive entity, clubs gain increased recognition and support, helping them attract new members and enhance their impact. Leadership development. The formation of a district provides valuable opportunities for members to take on leadership roles at the district level. These roles facilitate personal and professional growth, helping members develop their leadership skills. Now, we're coming to how do you form a district? What is the criteria? What is the minimum club requirement? To form a district, at least 4 clubs are needed. This ensures that the district has a sufficient number of members and resources to be effective and sustainable. Over here, we must keep in mind that when we are forming a district, the clubs must have a fairly good membership so that they sustain ahead in years. If you have lesser members, if they drop out, then the district is threatened. So it should be strong in numbers too. Geographical clubs within a district are typically grouped based on proximity, how close you are to each other, and in areas that are closer to you. This geographical cohesion facilitates effective collaboration and participation in district-wide activities, ensuring that clubs can easily connect and work together. Proximity. Clubs should be within a manageable distance of one another to ensure ease of travel and active participation in district events. This is important because distances do matter, and if you are extremely far away, then to meet together sometimes for events and all becomes a problem. Support from members. Districts are formed in areas with strong interest in inner wheel activities. This ensures active participation and engagement, providing a solid foundation for the district's success. We think about the procedure. How do you apply for a district? You want to form a district? This is what you do. There has to be an initial meeting. A convener, a qualified inner wheel member, organizes a meeting to explain the administration and financial aspects of the district. This meeting is crucial for understanding the responsibilities and benefits of forming a district. Now, you can refer to the Constitution and Handbook 2024 for detailed procedures, but this is the general procedure to follow. Decision-making. Once decisions are taken to form a district, simple majority vote of the attendees for that meeting, 2/3, ensuring that the formation reflects the collective will of the participating clubs. Then you submit your application. The formal application to establish a district is submitted to International Inner Wheel, including the names of the involved clubs for obtaining official approval. Approval and assignment. Once the application is approved, International Innerwheel assigns a number to the district and defines its boundaries, formalizing its status and operational scope. The district governing body acts as the district committee acts as the governing body comprising officers, ex officio members, and club voting delegates. This committee oversees the district's activities, ensuring effective management and governance. Now, district executive committee, the officers. I will not go through this because most of you will find it in on the website. So I will just call out the name, like the district chairman, the vice chairman, chairman's immediate past chairman. The immediate past chairman, this post is only from the second year of formation, once 1 year is over. Secretary, treasurer. These are the officers of the district executive committee. And to ensure balanced representation, the chairman, vice chairman, immediate past chairman must be from different clubs. Ex officio members with voting power. You have the extension chairman or organizer, international service chairman or organizer. You have the editor, webmaster, and the voting delegates, 2 from each club to vote on district matters, ensuring that all clubs have a voice in decision making. Here's another one which ends with, Innerwheel is a circle of friendship and service where each woman's contribution helps to shape a brighter future for all. So once we get together and form more districts, this is the positive side of it. So stopping the share and back again. So those wishing to form districts, you could look into it and then move ahead to applying to international. I think it's been a long, but I won't take long. There's one more to go, is the national governing body. At present, we have about 14 or 15 national governing bodies. We would definitely like more. So that's how Innerwheel grows. Just a minute. Just give me a minute while I change over. Just a minute. Can this be seen? No, I haven't shared it as yet. Is it visible for all? Alan, you can answer
Yes, I
for.
can see it.
Yeah, thank you. I think I'm not doing bad, Kate. Okay. Now, formation of a national governing body. The International Innerwheel is a global women's service organization with a structure that includes national governing bodies to manage, coordinate activities within individual countries. Importance of national governing bodies is coordination. They provide a structured approach to coordinate the activities of the local Innerwheel clubs within their country. This helps in organizing events, implementing service projects, and sharing resources efficiently. Then representation. The national governing body represents the interests and concern of its countries' clubs at the international level. This ensures that local perspectives and issues are communicated and considered in the global Innerwheel network framework. Support and training. They offer support and training to districts, clubs, and members, fostering development and ensuring that all clubs adhere to the principles and goals of IIW. Friends, it's very important to keep in touch with the clubs and provide them with sufficient training so the clubs get stronger. Consistency by operating within a national structure that aligns with international guidelines. These bodies ensure consistency in the organization's objectives and practices across different countries. Communication. They facilitate communication between the local clubs and the international IIW, helping to disseminate information and updates from international organization and vice versa. Now we come to applying for a national governing body. The formation criteria, where we had 4 clubs to form a district. Here we have 2 districts that is required to form a national governing body. Not too bad. Here also, you have to have a meeting to coordinate. So districts within a country's boundaries meet. The formation of a national governing body is granted by international IIW after they look at all the information which is provided and are in agreement to it. Thus, in a country where IIW operates, a national governing body, often called a national council or national association, is formed. Now, their responsibility. They are responsible for overseeing the activities and administration of IIW districts, clubs within the country, within that country. Now, the posts that are held at the national governing body, the officers, you have the president, vice president, immediate past president, and the immediate past president. This post comes a year after the formation. Secretary and treasurer. Then you have ex officio members. Now, if you look at it, there are some national governing bodies that may have certain additional optional posts and some may not. So it's not necessary. The officers are the same, but these, like, of course, a national representative and a deputy national representative is a must. Constitution chairman and all. Then you have a council member, 1 representative from each district. In some districts, they take on the immediate past council from districts. They take on the immediate past district chairman, or sometimes it's the district chairman who takes this post as a council. So it differs. Then you have the editor. Normally, the editor is not a part of the national governing body. International service chairman, organizer, this is also optional. This depends on the national governing body, whether they require the post or not. Now, each district committee may appoint a deputy. Okay. The national representative and deputy national representatives, normally in some countries, going back up, the president is also the national representative. In some countries, otherwise, sometimes they have the national representative having a different post. And the vice president is the deputy national representative or different. Editor, then you have the international service organization. Like I said, it's optional. Then from each district committee, they may appoint a deputy to act in lieu of its representatives, but should be a serving district officer. So here you have deputy to the council member. So here you have 1 representative from each district. And you have a deputy also who fills in when the council member is not available or not present. Affiliation: the national governing body operates under the guidelines and framework provided by International Innerweal, ensuring consistency with global standards and objectives while addressing local needs. And the national governing bodies are crucial for the effective functioning and growth of Innerweal in each country, ensuring that the organization's global mission is effectively realized at the local level. Now, some national governing bodies, they have bylaws, but it cannot be different from our constitution. So the national governing body can frame their bylaws as per the law of the land, but they are based on the International Innerweal Constitution and they have to have their approval. And any changes to these bylaws must be always with the approval of International Innerweal before they are implemented. So that I've come to the end of. It's been a little long, but President Mamta had asked me to speak on formation of the district and national governing body because there were inquiries. So she wanted the NRs and all to be. So if there's anything else which you would like, you can always mail me or you could message me. And thank you very much for a patient hearing.
Thank you, Patricia. That was absolutely excellent. Really, and thank you so much for all your hard work. You've put a lot of work into that. And it was excellent and easily to understand. Very easy to understand. Thank you so very much. And now we come on to our last speaker for the morning, or in fact, now the afternoon. And it is our International Innerweal Treasurer, Rashmi. And she's going to talk about the rules and responsibilities of club treasurers and district treasurers. Thank you very much, Rashmi.
Thank you, Trish. I'll just do my screen sharing first.
On you go. Thank you very much indeed.
Can you all see it?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, okay. Dear Trish, who is acting as our boss today, other members of the IIWEC, our own Zenaida ma'am, board directors, national representatives present. As Trish said, I'm here to speak on roles and responsibilities of club and district treasurer. Any treasurer in an organization is a custodian of funds. She is there to guard, protect, and look after the money of the organization. In this sense, she is a fund manager, as she looks after the funds-related activities of an organization. Important qualities required for a treasurer can be summarized as CART, C-A-R-T, as she pulls an organization through a year efficiently with concentration, meaning that she must give all her attention to the funds of the organization. She must have accountability, that is, she is answerable for matters relating to finance, and she must be ready to take responsibility, ability to take the blame for any mistakes or faults in managing finance, which is at times I see lacking in many of the treasurers. And finally, she should be able to maintain transparency in matters of finance. She must disclose all relevant information so that others can take informed decisions. Like, for example, if somebody has done expenses over the budget, she should inform all the members so that a decision could be taken. We know that Innerweal works at 4 levels, and at every level, we have a treasurer. All these qualities are required for every level of treasurer. We are going to concentrate on club and district treasurer. When we talk about the position of a district treasurer or a club treasurer, she is holding the post of an officer in the executive committee. That important is her position in the organization. When we talk about her duties, responsibilities, which she has to do, so we can just break it down into 5 parts. First, before beginning of the Innovate year. Next, in July 2024, which already has gone, but yes, we should do that. Then throughout the Innovate year, what all she has to do. Then in the last 2 months of the Innovate year, as well as the next 2 months of the incoming year. When we talk about her duties before beginning of the Innovate year, she has to collect the files and materials from the previous treasurer so that she gets an idea of what she has to do. She should also know her role through reading the IIW Constitution and Handbook, as we have been talking just recently about the Constitution and Handbook, and Association Bylaws book or National Bylaws book if you have an NGB with the bylaws, then Guidelines book if somebody has one, or through training sessions like today we are having. She should also keep the mailing list ready because she has to be in constant touch with many of them. The club treasurer must have the name, address, cell number, and email ID of the district treasurer, and the district treasurer must have of IIW treasurer if she is not in an NGB, and the association treasurer or national treasurer if there is an NGB, and of the district executive committee member, club president treasurer in the district. She must finalize the bank, especially decide as to whether you're going to continue with the same bank or change it, or you're going to just change the branch of the bank. So that has to be finalized, and she is also to prepare and finalize the budget with the help of outgoing treasurer and the incoming and outgoing president or district chairman, depending on which level she's working at. She should also finalize the auditor, decide whether you're going to continue with the same one or going for a change, and if for a change, who is to be appointed and what honorarium are you supposed to give him. Duties at the club annual general meeting and the district assembly at the district level, these treasurers must ensure to pass the budget of the year, then resolutions relating to the opening or transfer of bank accounts, change in the authorized signatories. We all know that the treasurer is the first signatory and president/chairman or secretary are the second signatory. FDRs, the fixed deposit receipts, with details of the amount, the purpose, and the duration for which it is to be kept. And also regarding the appointment of auditor and his or her honorarium, and increase in fees if they feel it is required. She must send, in the case of club treasurer, notice to pay fees. She should ask the members to pay their fees. And in case of district treasurer, she has to send the letter to club treasurers regarding Innovate annual fees and its details. The same letter, she will again send it in January when she'll be asking for the half-yearly capitation fees. She'll also write down about the cost of Innovate literature and could also send the greetings of congratulations to the club treasurer. Then they also have to send the letter of appointment and honorarium to the auditor so that they know, the auditor knows that they have been appointed, what honorarium they will be getting. In the month of July 2024, again, she must open or transfer the bank account after the resolution passed and everything, get change in the signatories by going to the bank, collect the checkbook, deposit slip, passbook, or whatever is required from the bank, and make the FDRs as decided in the meeting. Duties specific to the club treasurer are, she should send the audited statement of accounts of the previous year to the district treasurer, collect fees from the members at the meeting, send fees. I feel it should be maximum by 30th of April so that the treasurer has time to complete the accounts. And district, if it comes under the district, international inner wheel in case of non-restricted clubs. She should also help in fundraising programs. She can help in preparing the budget, and she should issue receipts to the sponsors or the donors for various programs. The district treasurer should guide and motivate the club treasurers to help them work better and efficiently, receive the audited statements of accounts of clubs by 30th of September, collect fees from the club, including new clubs, which should be formed maximum by 15th of April, send fees to the national treasurer if it is NGB, and IIW if it is not a national governing body. Our IIW president wanted to have a change in the format in which we send the capitation fees. So this is the format where we write the serial number, district. This is by the NGBs. There are 3 different formats for that. Name of the club, which should be written alphabetically, number of members in each club, and the amount. So this should be sent so that we have information. I think Zenaida was talking about we do not have the data. So we want to collect the data properly. So that is why we are asking for it. Then regarding the districts, they should have the name of the clubs, again alphabetically, the number of members in each club and the amount. And for non-restricted clubs, the name of the member, then the type of membership they have, whether they are active members, honorary members, or honored active members, and the amount. Again, the treasurer must maintain, when we're talking about finance, we're talking about the cash and the bank accounts. In club, we all know that there are 2 accounts to be maintained. First, the inner wheel club account, which is for the general administration, and the charity account, which is basically for the projects, the donations we receive and the expenses we do on the project. In the district, we have inner wheel district account. We may also have publication account, but the auditor generally remains the same. They should also manage funds, that is cash and bank accounts. She must update passbooks or check the bank statements from time to time, especially before the meetings. She should renew the fixed deposit receipts from time to time, and also the short-term deposit. It should be decided whether to renew it or withdraw it for some expenses. She must carry the receipt book at club or district meetings, because you never know who will give money. You should always be ready to accept money. That is very, very important. She should keep note of the expenses sanctioned for events, projects, and must maintain stock of inner wheel literature, that is constitution and handbook, association bylaws if NGB, directories and guidelines book if any, and inner wheel material like label pins, collars, gavel, etc. She should also make payments to reimburse the EP expenses by issuing account pay checks signed by the signatories. It must be ensured that the expenses incurred by the EP must not exceed the budget. It should be given along with the claim form. It should have all the bills and vouchers, and that it has been passed. So all these precautions she has to take. Treasurer must also present finance and other updates at the meetings, especially the payments account. In the club, we have the club account and the charity account. In district, we have the district committee account. And as I said, if you have the publication account, that too. Then audited accounts also. And if an event has been taken in the name of the club or district, then they have to be passed in their respective meetings. And also details of the fixed deposit receipts have to be given. She should also present update regarding the club membership, whether there's an increase or decrease. You can have what were the number last year in a particular club and how many are there now. You can also find out their percentage. And then you can have the stock of inner wheel literature and material, what they have, which they can pass on later. Is it? Can you see? Then regarding correspondence, she should be prompt in replying. And whenever she writes a letter, a copy of it should be sent to the president in the club level or district chairman at the district level. And she should maintain the copy of all her correspondence. She should be prompt in proper filing, otherwise the last moment it becomes very difficult to find things, and get update of banking procedures and rules as banking rules keep changing. Now, duties in May, June 2025, this is the closing time. So the treasurer must start collecting all the pending information and prepare for the final accounts, clear all the pending payments, all the EC payments which are pending, that too has to be given. She should help the incoming treasurer to prepare the budget, because she should remember that the outgoing treasurer had helped her. The district treasurer should withdraw the FDRs, because at times the district we keep changing the bank, and close the bank account, finalize and send the accounts for audit and get it audited, hand over files and materials to the incoming treasurer. Now duties in July, August of next year, see, she works from previous year to the next year. She should follow up regarding auditing of statements of accounts. And once she gets it, she should pass the audited statement. In club, she should give copies of the audited statements to all members and get it passed in the executive committee meeting as well as the general body meeting. In the district, the audited statements have to be placed in the district executive committee and district committee meeting and be passed. And before that, it should be circulated to the clubs. She should also send copies of the audited statement by club to the district treasurer by 30th of September, and it's copied to the district chairman, by district treasurer to the national treasurer in case of a national governing body, to the district executive committee members, club presidents, and hand over the remaining files, registers and material and surplus money pertaining to the district, or you can say club. Now, when we talk about the role of district treasurer in the formation of a new club, she should collect the dues of the new club and send the fees to the IIW treasurer. If it's an NGB, then through the national treasurer. With that, she will send a copy of charter application form, proof of payment made, and letter of sponsoring club, which I have found it's very missing this time. She must also keep a copy of all the documents in her file. What is to be noted is that the clubs formed, when they write the formation date in the charter application form. So if in the formation date is before or on 31st of December, then they have to pay the full dues. Whether the charter application is sent later doesn't make any sense. You have to pay the full dues. And if it is 1st January or after that, then you have to pay half yearly dues. We should always discourage opening the clubs after 15th of April, because what happens if they give the fees late, then next year they are reluctant to pay the fees again within 2-3 months. So we should take that precaution. And she should also guide the new club treasurers in handling and maintaining the club account, which is very, very important. Now, regarding the material to be kept by the club treasurer and the files, she has to keep, since we know she has to receive from the previous treasurer certain things related to club and charity account, which include accounts book of the last 3 to 5 years, that is cash books and ledgers, bank passbook, check book, deposit slips, receipt books, voucher books for those who do not provide bills, then voucher file of the club kept date-wise and project-wise in the club and charity account respectively, FDRs, audited accounts of last 10 years, budget of last 5 years. Then next is the stock of label pins and inner literature, rubber stamp for checkbook, all books and accounts related to trust account if you have a trust, account opened and a general file for general correspondence. And what she should keep ready is that a daily diary where she has to note down all the income and expenses, which will help her prepare the accounts. And if she is not able to prepare this, somebody else can prepare. But for that, she has to maintain the daily diary. She has to keep the accounts book, the cash book and ledger book for club accounts separately and charity account. Then in case of trust account, then again cash book and ledger for the same for that particular year where she's serving district directory, letterhead, and envelope. Now district treasurer also has to maintain various files. She has to get from the previous treasurers, again the accounts of the last 7 years of the district, the rubber stamp, inner wheel material and literature, final accounts of last 7 years, membership details of each club, which is very, very important to keep a track on the membership, receipt book, payment voucher book, stock book of inner wheel literature and pins, files of correspondence for international inner wheel, district, clubs, or national governing body, outgoing correspondence file, and general files for greetings, etc. This item 9 to 12 could be continued by the present chairman, so she did not make any new one. Then you have the day book, the cash book, the ledger, voucher file, file for club membership fees received, and monthly diary, which she has to maintain. So now if you see, it's a lot of work for the treasurer. If you have heard me, then yes, then hard work goes in. So as a treasurer, we are all treasurers, have sleepless nights. The only thing we are scared at, hope no mistake happens, because we are accountable and we are responsible for our mistakes, and we have to maintain transparency. So if anyone is a treasurer, be proud that you are a treasurer, and you see to it that you leave more treasure behind. Remember, behind every good organization is a good treasurer. Thank you all for your patiently. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rashmi. Excellent. Thank you very much for your very, very detailed input into the rules and responsibilities of the club and district treasurer. Thank you for all the hard work. May I take the opportunity of thanking all our speakers this morning and now into the afternoon. Zeni, Kay, Martine, Patricia, Rashmi, and also Alan, our administrator, for being with us this morning and recording our meeting. If there are any questions for any of our speakers, could you please put that on chat, and all of them will reply to you. I am quite well aware that we're now approaching nearly 3 hours. Well, we're doing 2 3/4 hours at the moment. We're going to end this particular session with the video that Mamta wanted to show us this morning, but wouldn't run, but will now run. May I take the opportunity of hoping that she recovers very quickly. Thank you all, my dear Inner Wheel friends, for sitting in today. I do hope that some of this has been of great importance to you, and the sections that you wish to hear, you've heard. The questions you wish to ask, please put on the chat room. The girls will get back to you. Board directors, I'm looking forward to seeing most of you in Manchester, and I'm hoping I'm walking without my walking sticks. So that's my goal for October. And to be pain-free as well from this wretched knee operation. But thank you all so very, very much for coming into the chat this morning and listening to our training session. And let's see the video and have a great day, everybody. Thank you so very much. Thanks, Alan. Hopefully this time it will work, Alan. Yes, no?
It's trying to.
Is it? Very trying.
I think we'll have to say no, because all I've got now is a blue screen.
Apologies, girls. Thank you for attending the training session. Maybe the next time round the videos will work. It's called a technical hitch. It was sent in by Mamta, but maybe the technology in Altrincham doesn't work with the technology in India. But thank you so very much, and good afternoon to you all.
Trish, the video will be available on the website.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes.
There you go. So
Yes,
there you go.
that will be good.
Excellent. It's on the website. See you all very soon. Have a great new inner wheel year to one and all. Bye for now.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and bye.
Bye to
See
all.
you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye.
See you soon, Emily.
Thank you.
And Burgess.
Bye, everybody. See you in
Goodbye.
Manchester.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Nice to see you all.
Bye.
So we'll stay on to the last bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Welcome.
Thank you
Bye,
for
girls.
being here.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
come dancing, Trish.
Oh my goodness me, I got to start dancing again,
Come
hopefully.
dancing in Manchester.
Trish, get well.
Oh, hi, Gilgan. How are you, darling?
Hello,
How's the
bye-bye.
operation as well with the eye?
We can leave.
Aç mikrofonu.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.